So today we'll be speaking with Heather Vinson, who is a resident of Dewey, about her experience with wildfires here in Yavapai County. Hi, Heather. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So can you tell us a little bit about, your residency here in Yavapai County, how long you've lived here?
I moved up here about 11 years ago and had done a lot of traveling and visit, up here a lot, quite a bit throughout my life, but never actually having lived here, been a part of the community. So it's been interesting also, but I was driving back and forth to Phoenix at that time, and I didn't know a whole lot about the community or who to get in touch with, things like that. So that was a neat experience in Yavapai as opposed to Maricopa.
Okay. So you moved up here, and you've been here for, like you said, just over a decade. Mm-hmm. So that means you've been exposed to some wildfires. Can you tell us about your experience there?
Absolutely. So the first time I had any kind of experience with that was the Goodwin fire in 2017. Mm-hmm. I had seen things on the news, been kind of you're aware of wildfires in Arizona, but never had actually been impacted directly by one. So that was interesting. What I realized was I was not ready for anything like that, and my family was resilient in a way that we were able to get ready very quickly. But as you're going through the motions and trying to figure out what you do need to do, you're going, oh yeah, no, this isn't going to happen to me next time. We're going to be ready for this. But I was ill prepared for when we got those set and go notices for that evacuation for that fire.
So what would you say are the things that you've learned having experienced the lack of preparedness with the Goodwin fire, which was a very significant fire in Yavapai County's history, to encourage you to be prepared in the future?
Well, one of the things that I realized, and this was a different time, this was 2017, one, I didn't know that the Office of Emergency Management here existed, so that was a big plus. I figured that out later. But I didn't have any community ties that were very strong in that everybody's going through the same thing, but they're also scrambling to get their stuff out of there too. So thankfully, one of my very near neighbors was local law enforcement. And they actually, through text and through conversations, that was how we knew what was going on. And right up until we got the evacuation notice, we were not concerned about it because that was the comment was, it's further off. We can see the smoke, but it's not close enough, which I didn't know any of those things or what to look for at the time. So we had done things like another neighbor of ours had equipment. We actually cut a fire line right up on the hill because it was getting close, but we weren't getting any notice for evacuation. So it was tenuous at best, but it was also like we thought we were doing a little bit of preventative or any mitigation, but a little too late kind of stuff. But it was what our neighbors were trying to do to make sure that they could, I guess in a sense, protect their property at the last minute. And it was a good idea, but then it took away from the time that we didn't realize we didn't have before the evacuation. We actually got the notice from a YCSO officer who came down our road and was knocking on doors, not a volunteer or anything, an actual officer who was down there letting us know that we had to get out and we had to get out quickly.